How many words do you encounter every day? If you're like most of us, you encounter about 100,000 words every single day. Humans crave conversation. We love our words. If you're a man, you speak about 7,000 words a day. If you're a woman, you speak about 20,000 words a day. You see, ladies, it really is true. We do talk more than men, except they only hear about half of what we have to say anyway. Words are invitations. They are all around us. They are everywhere. So if there's 100,000 words that we encounter every day and 7 billion of us on the planet, that's 700 trillion opportunities to make a difference every day, to build community, to promote justice and equity, and to foster positive perceptions every single day. And who said words aren't powerful? Huh? You see, we give life to what we talk about. And when I talk about building community, I'm talking about building more than just a place. I'm talking about building a constellation of people who share something in common, like a hope or an aspiration. I'm talking about building a feeling of belonging, a sense that we matter to one another, and a shared faith that our needs will be met through our commitment to one another. I've learned that communities are created by the words that we share, and these words become the realities of our lives. So why not give life to all the amazing, wonderful things that are happening in our communities? Why not give life to our ideal image of the future for our community? But words can be poisonous and can destroy communities. For example, oftentimes Latino stereotypes have led communities to create parallel worlds, to disengage, to marginalize, and in some cases, flat out block participation by Latinos and immigrants. Much of what we hear is about illegals and aliens and other subhuman, exclusionary, hateful terminology. But let's stop right there for a moment. Let's think about those two words in particular. Let's start with the word illegal. Webster says that it means forbidden by law. But since when has being born human been forbidden by law? It refers to an act, not a person. And even how it's used in reference to immigration, it's still inaccurate because most immigration offenses are civil offenses, not criminal. In 2010, there was a national Drop the I Word campaign that was launched because of the constant derogatory language that was bombarding our communities and fueling anti-immigrant sentiment and hate crimes across our country. We can't allow that kind of negativity to perpetuate. We need to find replacement words. So how about the word undocumented? At least it's a better choice than the I word. And then there's that lovely word alien. When I hear it, I think of the Twilight Zone. Right? I think of little green man with big eyes. I think of intergalactical space travelers coming to planet Earth. Right? But we never think of this guy, a hardworking person who just wants a shot at the American dream. Probably you know somebody just like him, or maybe it's you or your family. But imagine being an immigrant, so excited to get your green card, and when you first get it, you look at it and you realize, wow, I have now become a resident. A resident alien, that is. We just don't think enough about the power of our words. But words keep prejudice and hate alive. As is the case with these two words, they are material examples of hierarchy, power, control, and xenophobia. I know that it's human nature that when we feel threatened, we're automatically on the defense. But why do we feel threatened? Instead of seeing this guy as a threat, I challenge you to see him as an asset, to speak of him as an asset. And you can't do that if you're using words like the I word or alien, because you're not even seeing him as human, much less as an asset to our community. Words are valuable resources. They are assets that we all possess, and they matter. This guy, he's just a person, just like you, just like me. We are all people invested in our communities. That's why it's so crazy to me that we create these imaginary divisions between us and them. It doesn't make any sense because we probably care about many of the same things. We care about health and housing and jobs and education and family. We care about the environment. We care about human dignity. We care about our country. We care about our world. I care. I care about the words we use with each other, and you should too. Why? Because words create emotion, and emotion influences behavior. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You remember that? You remember that? All right. So those are playground lies, right? Those are playground lies. They aren't true. I want you to take a moment and think back to elementary school. Think back, and maybe there was a bully who called you fat or called you ugly, or in my case, that I had rabbit teeth, or worse yet, that you're just a piece of trash that needed to be thrown away. Those words do hurt. Negative, hateful words with serious implications. I envision a piece of paper crumbled up and thrown in the corner somewhere. But how often do we do that to each other every single day without even realizing it or meaning to? Don't let your words make you an unintentional bully. Words can be like arrows that we shoot at each other. They pierce our minds, our hearts, our souls, like the I word, like alien, like the playground bully's words. Therefore, we should be very intentional about the words that we use, because we will be known for the words that we share. Words create meaning, good and bad. They impact the way that we see, the way that we think, and the way that we feel about ourselves, about each other, about our communities. Think about it. Every major action is preceded with a change in our language and what we talk about. Words really do make the difference. Let me give you one example. What do countries do before starting a war? War doesn't just happen. No, my friends. Words start wars. It starts by dehumanizing the enemy, by messaging about patriotism, about honor, and sharing all the evils of the other. In essence, we run a propaganda campaign against our opponents long before an army ever moves in. Look at the history of the Holocaust, for example, or more recently, our dealings in international affairs. But think about what this does at a community level. Supposedly, we've grown up from the days of the playground bully, but without strong efforts to overcome stereotypes and racial slurs, we become passive bystanders to discrimination and divestment, resulting in a lack of opportunity for entire communities. Right here in Nebraska, we're still arguing over driver's licenses for dreamers. In fact, we're the only state in the nation that doesn't allow these young people to obtain a driver's license. We're still arguing over proof of citizenship to be able to rent a house in Fremont. We have to fight English-only laws and push to secure access to high-quality education from preschool through college for all kids. When are we going to wake up? It does us no good to have some of us do great and some of us not even have a chance. Our communities and its systems will move in the direction of our discourse. Let me repeat that for you. Our communities and its systems will move in the direction of our discourse. So why not focus our energy on ways to incorporate and integrate people into our communities instead of being so divisive? We need to stop waging a war against ourselves. That's why I argue that it's time for a revolution. Now that's a powerful word for you, but probably not the revolution that you may remember from high school history class. But a revolution in our words, A revolution in the way that we talk about ourselves, each other, our communities, and our future. A revolution in our narrative and the stories that we tell, because words are never neutral. Words are the only things that last forever, and not just on paper, but in our hearts. Words can give us hope. They can motivate us and push us towards positive action. 3 famous words: Sí se puede, the motto of the United Farm Workers and of Cesar Chavez's 24-day fast back in the 1970s, has led thousands, if not millions, to advocate for improved working conditions for farm workers. And President Obama's 2008 campaign slogan, "Yes, we can," which, by the way, is a direct translation of "Sí se puede," was meant to inspire hope in a new reality for the United States. These 3 words, sí se puede, yes, we can, come on, sí se puede, yes, we can, have transcended language and culture and have revolutionized history. 3 little words that pack a big, powerful punch. Here's another powerful word for you: health. Public health is concerned with protecting and improving the health of entire communities. We see health as creating the conditions for opportunity where we live, learn, work, and play. To us, it's more than just not being sick. It's about creating environments where people feel safe, secure, and free to be themselves. As a public health professional, I can tell you that the way that you think and the way that you speak impacts your health. And all too often, the words that we hear are toxic to our health. When the governor invited the Omaha South High School State Soccer Championship team to lunch in 2013, some of the students presented him with a letter describing their own experiences as undocumented immigrants. One of the students wrote, and I quote, "All we're asking for is a chance to prove ourselves through hard work. We are kids without a country that wants us." Wow. What if these kids did have a country that they perceived had supported them? What if the words that they heard about their community were positive, welcoming, and supportive? Then maybe we could harness the passion and skills of talented young people eager to work hard. Imagine how things could be different. Words have made our communities sick. They have been the poison that has resulted in much of the realities of our lives today. Poverty, violence, inequality, injustice, all of which I believe are serious public health concerns. Dialogue can be the first step in finding the antidote. Looking at language through a public health lens recognizes that much of our health is socially constructed. That means we create these problems ourselves. They're not natural. Language can change the social environment and therefore the potential outcomes. Positive words, positive action. A recent study examined 100,000 words across 10 different languages and found a universal positivity bias. Researchers analyzed text from Google, Twitter, the New York Times, music lyrics, and subtitles from TV and movies. They measured how frequently words were used, and then they had native speakers rate how positive or negative they felt after hearing those words. In every language, on every platform, language skewed positive. Language itself can be a positive tool if we use it wisely. I invite you to examine the way that you speak, the way that you hear, and the way that you think, because words can be the medicine to cure an ill society. Words can be used for good to heal and transform us. They can wrap us in compassion, and they can fill us with love. Let me tell you all a personal story. I'm the mom of 3 kids. And this year in my kids' school, instead of doing New Year's resolutions, they all had to choose one word describing who they want to be or how they want to live. The idea is for the kids to be conscious of their word and live it out through their actions every day. My youngest son, Nicolas, chose the word challenger because he wants to challenge himself and others to be better. My older son, Jonathan, chose the word trust because he wants to build trust between himself and us, his family. If you had to choose, what would your one word be? Think about the power of your words. Think about the community you can create. Every day is a new chance to make things right. Actually, about 700 trillion chances to make things right. Community grows with the seeds of our words. So plant love, plant compassion, plant positivity. Together, we will all harvest the bounty of a community where our words are a valued resource. After all, it doesn't take that much. We all talk. We just have to think about it first. So in closing, words make us human. Words transform our world. They create community and they determine our health, both yours and mine. But they are choices. Make your words matter. Make your words count, because the truth is, they really do. So speak to make a difference. Thank you.